Hello.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, my voice is still awful, so you guys have to forgive me. It's been like over a week. Craziness. Madness. So I'm going to give it like maybe 2 minutes and then we will continue. I know this isn't our usual time, so thanks for hopping on. I was planning on being by myself. So I'm excited to see some faces. Adrian, you are killing it. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I'm excited too.
I was like, yay, I get to shout her out as the Emerald Coach this week. It's exciting.
I was so excited. I was happy that I got 2 just from that post last night.
No, that's what I'm telling you. And you know, that post, so it did well for you. Like you can always revisit that same material. I was telling coaches yesterday, like, don't feel like you have to reinvent the wheel. Like those things, because something about that spoke to people who've been following you. So, you know, it's inspiring. That's
really excited. I've already started like making a flyer for my next challenge groups.
Yay. And Marie, you're killing it. Totally killing it.
Trying to.
I know you're stressing over there.
Hard month. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, do what?
September? That kickboxing thing, that starts like early November, right?
Yeah.
Like the new one? Okay.
Yeah. It does.
That'll help.
September last year for me was my hardest month I've ever had in my whole business. And I think it has something to do with the season.
Right.
So don't feel defeated.
That's what everybody's saying. They're like, I don't have money and we're busy, you know. So
yep. And
it'll get better.
And like, this is what I always like kind of brace myself for, not in a bad way, but like you've had like such a rock solid first 3 months. So like, it almost goes in quarters. So it's like you kick butt and then it's going to be a little harder as you build again. And then you kick butt. And then so like I've had a really good September. So I'm like seriously bracing myself because I'm like, okay, Jen, don't let off the gas. Like keep building.
No, and that's what happened. I'm like, what just happened? Where did everybody go?
Maria, I actually got a good tip that I wanted to share with you. And I'm actually going to show you right now because Adrian can benefit from this too. And then I'll start like the material. So I found this out at the leadership retreat this week. I had no idea you could do this. Let me share my screen. All right. So on Facebook, can y'all see? You can go to, let me see if I can figure this out. I tried to do it the other day. Where is friends? Okay. See this friends? You go to more and create list. And they don't see anything. Like they don't see any of this. So like you could say building for October. And let's say I'm going to add you to it. So Marie Pine. And I'm going to add people to that I want to connect with to invite for the next month. So when you click on this list, obviously I just have one person in it right now, but like when I click on this list, it will only show that list of people in my newsfeed. So I can like and comment and really focus on like those people so that I'm like building a relationship and prepared to invite the next month.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, like all this pen and paper. And like normally I scroll through Facebook to see who I really want to talk to.
I always lose the paper, so that'll help.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a time saver too, because like if someone likes my post, I'm like, oh, I think they're interested. Then I have to like search their name in the bar, go through their page. And I'm like, this is so easy. I literally just show them in my newsfeed. So that's pretty cool. I liked that feature. And I was like, I have got to show Marie because you're a red personality. So like lots of time building a relationship through like Messenger isn't the way you're going to do this. And it's not the way I do it either. Right. But liking and commenting and interacting on these pages, like these specific people. So you can make a list of 10 people and just like and comment on their stuff so that your name is so familiar. So, and they're start liking and comment on yours. I think that's a really good tip. I'm actually going to share that on another call tonight. That was like my biggest, like, oh my gosh, what a great idea moment. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and start this call. And if people hop on, great. And if not, that's okay. Because it's going to be recorded. And Adrian, I appreciate you hopping on tonight because I know this is not our usual time. I just like could not get my life together last night. So, all right. We are going to be talking about engaging conversations, and this is going to be recorded. So we're going over 4 steps to engage conversations, and I'm taking it away from Shay Stanford's call that she did. If you want to go back and listen to the podcast, on building trust and not transactions. Because as we all know, and guys, I'm talking like I'm talking to a group of new coaches, so it sounds weird because it's the two of you. I'm sorry. As we know, people can tell when we just want a sale or we just want a challenge pack point or a success club point. So I feel like when I'm feeling desperate and anxious, then I become like super ungenuine, and I have to like take a refresh and step back and remember like what I'm doing. So step number 1 is being human. We don't have to be a scripted robot. So when you first start coaching, you use the guides, you use the scripts. And to be honest, some of those conversation guides are the ones I still stick to because it's like an outline for a conversation that I know will have a productive outcome. Like, I'm not saying don't follow a guide. It's just like when you start getting to like copy and paste, like, hey, how are you? You know what I mean? Like, there comes a point where it's like people can tell that's, especially if another coach like sent them the same thing. That would be so bad. So it's like, learn how to take those guides and scripts and like turn them into your own thing. I'm going to be uploading a file in the file section of this group tonight that is easy answers to common questions. And those are actual things that I copy and paste every time. Like if someone says, what is a challenge group? I'm going to just copy and paste that because I don't want to type out the same answer every time. I'm going to just describe the challenge group. But when it comes to those relationship building questions, like, can you tell me a little about your fitness goals? That's when you want to get a little more personalized in your responses. We want to build an emotional connection and build some trust. All right. So a lot of times in conversations with people, you want to ask open-ended questions because what this does is it turns it around on them and it helps you dig into what they really want versus what you want them to say. And yes, Adrienne, you're right. She said it's a lot easier to personalize the scripts with people you have personal connections with. You're absolutely right. And that just shows the value. So a lot of times when people say like, I'm kind of interested in your challenge group, I don't know what it's about, I'm usually like, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about your goals. Like, what kind of provoked you to reach out to me? What did you see that inspired you? Share with me what your day of nutrition is like. Share with me what has worked for you before. Why do you think the gym didn't work for you? Why did the Atkins diet not work for you? Like, ask those questions because what that does is it gets them thinking about all of the things they've tried that haven't worked. And then you're going to be able to tell them why this is going to work and how it's worked for you. Does that make sense? Got that? Okay. And then like, here's another example. How would you compare your daily nutrition, like what you normally eat, to the goals that you want to meet? You got to get them thinking on a deeper level because they reached out to you for a reason, and it's really easy for people to get cold feet and change their mind. But when you're getting them thinking on that deeper level of why they really messaged you or why they really responded, it kind of almost puts the ball in their court versus in your court. Here's some more examples. So tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do for a living? Share with me. How would it make you feel if you achieved those goals? Like, how, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how committed are you to going all in? And, just getting them on that level. All right, number 3, have the end result in mind and where you want to lead them. So I actually spoke about this at the retreat that both of you guys are going to be on next year, and all of you in this new coach group. Like, I was like, we're going to have our own house and it's going to be all of our team and it's going to rock. So whenever you go to have a conversation with someone, and this is going to sound crazy, but it's almost like you put off a vibe, even though it's with words and like text tone and all of that. I find when I am like anxious and stressed that I get like 0 responses. And I don't know how they can like taste that in what I'm saying, but I swear to you they can. But whenever I sit down to do invites or when I sit down to have conversations, I think like they cannot wait to hear from me. I'm about to change their life. Like, these people are so excited to hear from me. Even if they're not, it's like all about that mindset, because then my message, something happens and I become more genuine and I'm like a little more of myself and I become a little more positive. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm telling you, it's just like a vibe you put off whenever you're inviting. So some advice that I gave to the coaches this weekend was, if you're nervous about it, read some personal development before. Listen to something that pumps you up. Go look at the conversation you and your coach had. What did she say or he say to you that got you to respond? And kind of go back to that place. So for me, like, I'm kind of really outgoing and loud. So when I message to invites, I like type all caps. I'm like, OMG, thank you so much for the love on my page. I would love to have you in my next challenge group. So it doesn't always have to be like, I'm running an XYZ challenge group where we this and this and this, and we lose weight and we drink Shakeology. Would you be interested? Because, I mean, would you be interested? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how you have to think. Would I respond? So that's just a little tip. And I think it's how the business has changed. So when Melanie first became a coach, that is what you sent to people. You sent the long, drawn out paragraph explaining everything when Beachbody was brand new. And so you find that a lot in Coach Basics, but I feel like now it can almost be a lot simpler than that. And whenever you sit down, do it whenever you find their needs. So this was something big Melanie talked about this week, is meeting people where they are. So find out where they are and what you have to offer them to meet their need, to give them their solution to their problem, which we all know we have the solution to the problem. 30 minutes working out at home and boom, you're done. All right. I see that my internet is unstable, so I'm going to give it just a second. Can you guys hear me? Maybe. There we go. Is it back? Let me see. Sorry, guys. I don't know why that happens. My life hates me. Okay. Let me get us back on. Could you still hear me talking even when it was frozen? No? Okay. All right. So did you hear me say finding their need and giving them the solution to their problem? Okay, awesome. Well, then you didn't miss a lot. Perfect. I noticed your expressions were frozen, so I was like, I don't think they can hear me. All right. So sales, selling, we hate that word, but it truly is just about listening to people. The best salespeople are not the best talkers. They're the best listeners. So, you know, it's kind of like, have you ever had the salesperson come to your door and they like annoy the crap out of you because they don't shut up? And you're like, I'm trying to eat dinner. I'm trying to do whatever. Like, please. They don't listen to you. And that's what's so irritating. And when you try to object, they like cut you off and interrupt you. And that's when you get frustrated. So it's like, if you listen to what they're saying, your next question comes easy. So if you're talking to them and they say like, I don't have the time or the money, it's easy for us to be like, okay, well, you know, talk to you later. But you know, you can also turn it a little and say, I completely understand because my life is crazy too. And I had that same concern before I did my first challenge group. And tell them how it saved you time. Tell them how it saved you money. And, you know, just say, like I always end with open-ended question, like, do you think that's something that might be possible for you? Or if they do tell you no and that's it, I always say something like, well, can I send you some recipes to help you kind of get started on your own? And then when you are ready, we can get you set up in a challenge group so that they know just because you didn't sell them something that you still genuinely care about what they're doing. And you guys know you can take anything off of my blog as far as recipes. And I don't care if you take them into Canva and cover up the JimGuthrie.com, all that stuff. You are more than welcome. You have access to all of my stuff because then it shows that you actually care about people. Send them a meal plan because when you send somebody something for free after they told you no, they see that you're in it for more than just making a buck off of them. All right. Here's some sample questions. I literally do this. When someone posts like they get a new car, I'm like, oh, I saw you drive a Camry. I was thinking about, or I just got a new Camry. How do you like yours? Or I love your little girl's hair bow. Did you make it? Hey, I see you're a fellow Bulldog fan. Like Hail State, like I've done that before. Just finding that common interest. And it can even be, these can be done. I know Marie's like, oh God, I hate sending these types of messages. This can be done through comments. This does not have to be done. Like if you make that list of people, just continually like pumping that well with this type of content over and over and making them talk back to you and respond to you. So, hey girl, I love that dress you wore to your friend's wedding. I have an event coming up that I'm shopping for. Where'd you get it? Like, and that can be a comment on a photo somewhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be private. So that's kind of cool. A little conversation starter. And a product or challenge pack. So share with me what has worked with you in the past and why it doesn't work anymore. So I'm sure you guys have run into this. People are like, oh, well, I used to go to the gym, but XYZ. Or I used to do this diet, but XYZ. Dig deep and find out where they are. And then relate and tell them what you're doing, where your struggles were, how your challenge pack or your program has defeated those struggles for you. And then ask if they want to hear some more about it. Because they probably do. And I have I told y'all I have a file I'm going to upload in just a second that is like thebomb.com. And it has a lot of this information for you. All right, so more sample questions. Let's pretend you're talking about coaching. Someone reaches out to you about coaching. I don't usually, I'll be honest, I don't usually say this first one to tell me about your current job and how would you compare it to your ideal job, because I like my real job and I didn't start coaching to quit my real job. I mean, that may end up happening now, but it wasn't like the goal. So I don't want to make people feel like if they become a coach, it's because they want to quit their job, because there's lots of reasons to coach and that doesn't necessarily have to do it. However, if that is you, then you can talk to them about that. But people want time and money and they rarely have both. So a lot of times you see coaches posting like, I'm a millionaire, I make $10,000 a month. No one can relate to that. But what they can relate to is how, you earned your Shakeology for free this month, or you had an extra $25 to go on a date night, or you got your gas paid for so you were able to go on an extra trip. Those little things that Beachbody provides for us, that's what people relate to when it comes to talking about coaching. I know this was a little side nugget of information, but some of you are getting asked about your business and the coaching opportunity. So these are just little golden nuggets to hold on to for later. And follow up. So this was about the dress again. I'm really excited for you to start feeling better. So she probably told me she was sick or something. She couldn't do it. I'm glad. I hope you start feeling better and looking great in your dress for your reunion. I'm confident my challenge group will give you the support you need. Share with me what's holding you back. Okay. Revisit their why and ask about their apprehension, because you guys know why they were nervous, the same reason you were nervous. So don't be afraid to relate that to them and tell them that you were nervous too and that you understand. And then relate what Beachbody has done for you or your challengers and would you be open to hearing more? And so your call to action, I told you guys, is a super short call. Use these tips in your conversations. What questions are you going to implement? And do you need to go back to some people and establish that trust with them? Like maybe you sent them an invite and they kind of blew you off. So add them to that list on Facebook or that list on your paper where you're going to go comment and like and interact with them. And then you can re-invite and revisit. All right, so that's the end of that. I'm actually going to keep sharing for a second because I want to show you this little document that I am referring to. Let me go to Team Shine United. Oh, it's in Shine United, so you guys all have it anyways. Files, easy answers to common questions. So when someone says, what is a challenge group or can I have more information? This is what I send them. I talk about, and you can word it to sound like your personality, but I talk about the 30-minute workouts, clean eating, motivation, and then I ask my open-ended, does this seem like something you can get excited about? And sometimes I add that last part depending on the person. Then I have one explaining the 21-day fix. If they ask you, you could edit that for any program. And when I talk about price, I literally list everything they're going to get before I throw in the price. And then these are just some invites I've sent for coaching and telling your story. So you guys check out that document in Shine United because it's pretty awesome. I don't know how to get out of it. There it is. So there's that. Do you guys have any questions? Adrienne and Maria are like, we talk to you all the time. We don't really have any questions. Does that help you guys that are, even the two of you that are on here? Did you get some good information from that? Or
yeah, and I really like the groups on Facebook.
Yeah, that list thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because normally I'm like, the 10 people I want to talk to this month, and I write them on paper, and then I'm like, oh, did I comment? I don't even know. Then I have to go to their page, and I like it, the newsfeed thing. Like,
paper.
Yeah. Or you're like Marie and you lose your paper. I'm just kidding, Marie. So, well, good. I'm glad you guys got some information, and I'll be posting this recording in our page, and I appreciate you guys hopping on. So, do you guys have any questions? Anything you want me to elaborate on? No? Awesome. And to be sure, Marie, tell your coaches I'll send you the link too so they can watch the recording. I know this was not the scheduled time. So great job, guys. And congrats, Adrienne, on Emerald. And congrats, Marie, because you have a big rank advancement coming up. That it's like, I'm dying not to tell like the entire team about it. I'm trying to wait till Thursday. So, well, Adrienne now probably has just figured it out. So keep it safe. Marie's going to be diamond on Thursday. We're excited. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and thank you again for hopping on. Bye.